You're watching Tristan, your local virtual game store host. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tristan. And a couple days ago, I actually went to this thing that popped up in my Facebook events page. It's a Tamer party for the Digimon card game. It was just this Wednesday, this last Wednesday. And I ended up going 4-0 despite not playing Digimon for months. All I had was 2 nights of practice against other people online. And yeah, basically, I took the deck that I had the most experience with and was my favorite deck before BT-14, added BT-14 cards to it. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys the deck. There's like 20 some people there. Won 4 rounds, got $40 store credit plus all of these. This one is a Digimon card game winner pack for Blast Ace, and this is a Tamer party pack. I think top 8 got these, so yeah. And I also got this really cool demo deck that I'll talk about later actually, but if you want to see me open these, stick around till the end of the video. But nevertheless, I just wanted to show you guys the deck. So Bloomlord, right? It's got a whole lot of support. EX4, BT-13, they all gave support to Bloomlord. So on EX4 we got Kokomons, right? This is the new standard egg for Bloomlord. I'm only running 3 though. Reason being is I wanted to play 2 Argomon because floodgates exist, and there's this floodgate called Cutemon, which basically says, hey, you cannot reduce Digivolution costs, so having the extra memory helps a lot. I don't want to hard lose to 1 floodgate, and I don't want to like say my opponent is playing Cutemons, then it turns off my trainings, it turns off my Digisorptions. But if they're playing like memory blockers, then we still have the Kokomons for backup, and we have the trainings for backup, right? So it's just a little bit of an edge. Also, I really think I value memory more than card draw, mostly because you want to keep it your turn as much as possible in Digimon, and yeah, I like keeping my turn, and memory helps me do that. So yeah, those are the eggs. Pretty standard. Most people would probably run just the 4 Kokomon or the 4 and the 1. And for now, these are fine. They served me well. All right. And then for the rest of the deck, of course, we're running the 4 Lalamons. This is a searcher for plants, fairies, and vegetations, and is also a searcher for Yoshino Fujieda. I do run her. A lot of the Bloomlord decks I saw wasn't running her, but I just like having a way to set my memory to 3, which is why she's pretty fine in that regard. And she's also just good enough to just be there, right? Like, her effect is whenever you digivolve, you can suspend her to gain 1 memory, which is not bad. It also has the inheritable of if you have a Tamer, you can digivolve for 1 less memory, which is really nice. So this is one of the better cards in the rookie lineup, so we max out on that. What we're also maxing out on is the OG Palmon. This card is amazing. This card just searches 90% of your deck, which is great. And sometimes it can even add 2 cards. So 2 cards being added, really nice. It doesn't have an inheritable, so it's a lot like Lalamon, but it does not have the inheritable. That's slightly worse, but it's still good to have, because these these maximize consistency, right? Even though they don't do a lot of effects, like all they do is add a card to your hand. At the end of the day, it maximizes consistency, and I love consistency. And then next we're running 3 of the new Palmon. This one is a really cool one. There's a lot of cute plays you can do with this. I love this card. I don't know if I'm going to be running it at 4, but 3 I really liked. But 4 in the future could be, 2 in the future could be. I'm still on the fence about this card. I think 3 is a good number. But basically the effect is start of your main phase, one of your opponent's Digimon gains all turns. Whenever this Digimon becomes suspended, lose 2 memory until the end of their turn. So that is very important. One, because that skill procs off of you raising it from your raising area into your battle area and starting your main phase that way, right? So that's cool. So you raise it up, and then at the start of your main phase, it's on the battle area. You immediately get the effect. The other good thing is it procs multiple times. So say you suspend one of their Digimon on your turn, you make them lose 2 memory, which actually gets around memory blockers, by the way. So you make them lose 2 memory that way. And then on their turn, if they suspend it again, they lose 2 memory again. So this can gain you up to 4 even more times if they have like Examon, I think, is the one that says when it gets suspended, you unsuspend it, right? So there's stuff like that that's really annoying for them to deal with. And this is also a good target for if you raise it up to the battle area, you get one effect. So you maximize the effect there, because these ones, if you raise to the battle area, they don't really do anything, right? Because you're missing out on their on play effects. But this one does make sense. And then since one of your main level 4s is the Sunflowmon, and the same set Palmon came out of, it's like BT-10, I think. Yeah, BT-10. The Sunflowmon from BT-10 has a when digivolving effect, so you don't really want to digivolve in the raising area. You want to be able to digivolve in the battle area, so it's generally better for you to have stuff that have value when you raise them, and this is one of them. And then the other effect is the inheritable, which is the same as Lalamon. If you control a Tamer, you get to spend 1 less memory when you digivolve. And honestly, great. And then next rookies, we're running 2 Pomomons. This is the one where if it gets suspended, you can suspend one of theirs. I really like this card. We only run 2 because once you see one, you can just kind of reuse it again and again, right? And it's just another extra rookie for consistency. And it's really good to just be able to suspend their things so that your Bloomlord can pierce over them, right? A lot of the lists are cutting this to maybe 0 or 1. I still want to see it, just so that my Bloomlord can get value off of the piercing, right? In case they don't have a suspended Digimon already. And then the last rookie we're running is Floodgates. It's kind of not in the frame. I'll just put it here. The Floodgate Pomomon. So this one, actually, I hate sometimes because it's counter synergy with the deck, but it's a really good Floodgate. Like sometimes it just wins some matchups, so you gotta play it. It is a plant, so you can play it off of all your effects and search it off of all your effects if you really need a rookie. So yeah, we're running 14 rookies, which is pretty good number. Hopefully you won't brick. These will help you not brick most of the time. Is nice. And then these are just like this is like your main engine, and then this is just a floodgate. Every deck runs some sort of floodgate, I think. Unless you're like the deck that people are running floodgates against for. So yeah, that's it for the rookies. Next up, for the level 4s, we're of course running 4 of the BT-10 Sunflowmon. Card's amazing. When Digivolving, you can play something out for free by suspending one of your green Digimon that has 3k or DP or less, as long as it's a plant, fairy, or vegetation. Love this card. It's just lets you go wide. It lets you go super wide. Yeah, I mean, this card's sick. And the other inherited effect is when you basically Kokomon. Ooh, lost focus. Please focus. Focus. It's basically Kokomon where you when you suspend something by the effect, you get to draw 1 card. So always really good. Also just 4 cost to play, 2 cost to Digivolve. They're just cheap options to do more things. And then the fact that they get suspended just helps out even more for the Plumumons, the Bloomlord effect, everything else just chains together really nicely. And it's card draw. Next, we're also running more Sunflowmons. It's a different one this time. It's a BT-13. BT-13 Sunflow. It's same Digivolve and play cost 4 and 2, but the effects are different. So it has the same inheritable as Almon and Lalamon, where if you control a green Tamer, you Digivolve for 1 less. And the main effect is you can suspend this Digimon, and the next time one of your Digimons Digivolve into a fairy, you -2 the cost, which is phenomenal. Sometimes you can play it, Digivolve into use its effect, Digivolve into a Bloomlord for 2, but it's actually like -2 from like random inheritables, and then all of a sudden you go +6 in memory by evolving into a Bloomlord for 0. It's almost as if you hidden potential a Bloomlord out, and then you get 6 memory in 1 turn. It's crazy. This card's nuts. Saves you a lot of memory. Love it. Next is these 2 red Vegiemons. Don't know if I like this card, but I did get to choke people out and put them at 1 if they didn't have a setter, and they just get mega punished because they don't have a setter. So this card is great, phenomenal. Next is Pokemon. One of the newer cards from BT-14. It is such a strong card. The main effect is when this is on the field, you may suspend 1 of your green Digimon. Yes, it doesn't even have to be a plant or a fairy, which doesn't matter because most of the tech is a plant or a fairy, but you can suspend any green Digimon. It could even be your Argomon or like Quartzmon. Is Quartzmon green? I am not sure. But yeah, suspend 1 of your green Digimon. The next time you play a Tamer, it is -3, which is just absolutely absurd. It plays it almost for free. And then it has the same inheritable as the Sunflow and the Lala and the Palmon. If you had a Tamer, it just Digivolves for -1, which is really nice. Everything just digivolves for minus. So you can really have those turns where you can chain all these effects together and just keep it your turn almost the entire game. It's great. I love it. So we're on 10. Believe it's 10, 7. No, it's 11 champions. Yeah, 11 level 4s. It's honestly great. Like, you just get to play all of these, and yeah, it's nice to have. So you definitely don't break with the 14 rookie count and the 11 champion count. Like that, I think that's pretty high considering other decks. Next for our ultimates, we're running the 4 Agitar. This is one of the best cards in the game, right? Well, for this deck, best cards in the game for this deck. This card does everything. Gains you memory. It floods the board. It builds up your raising stack really nicely. This is one of the ones that you could just raise from the raising stack and immediately get value off of, right? This is like the card you want to see most games. So what his effect is main, by suspending one of your green Digimon, you may play a vegetation plant or fairy with 3k DP or less. So it's like Sunflowmon, but it's not just when digivolving, it's every time. So you can even get value off of it as long as they don't kill it. So this is like an immediate threat that needs to be answered. And when it's digivolved on top of, it has an effect of when I suspend one of my Digimon, I gain a memory once per turn. So it just does everything for the deck. And this is like against control matchups, you just keep this back. Against like matchups where you have to go wide, you can just go wide. And yeah. And then next, we're running the 1 Argo and the 1 Blossomon. These are mostly the same card, except this is searchable and this is like an inheritable. The inheritable is sick because you can get on play effects from stuff like Palmon and Lalamon, or you can just play other things, right? And Blossomon, they're both Digisorption 3. This one's bigger by 1k if that matters. But yeah, this is all pretty standard. Digisorption does trigger a bunch of your effects that suspend other things like Kokomon or like Sunflowmon or even Agitarmon. It triggers all of that, and Pomumon, not forget. And the last level 5 I'm running is I'm running 2 Lilymon Blastace. Okay, this is clutch. So Lilymon Blastace is a new addition to this deck, right? And a lot of the times this deck will have just some trash Digimon suspended on the board that your opponent will be super tempted to attack into, right? They'll be like, oh my god, it's a free attack. And I get rid of one of their 3 stack, like a training rookie champion stack, right? A training rookie champion stack, and then they attack into it with like a 5k or like a 4k because they're all 3k or less. Like this is 3k or less, right? They attack into it, they make the mistake of attacking into it. You put this blast digivolve or counter timing digivolve into this Blastace, and then you bottom deck their whatever they're attacking with, and then suspend their main stack, and like that almost ends their turn, and you get to digivolve for free and draw card, which is absurd. This is also a fairy, which is searchable with Palmon as a +1, so it hits 2 cards more often. It's not just Bloom and that's it, right? Because this is a fairy. And then the other one is this can suspend one of your Digimons so that it can trigger the Palmon rookie, the new one. And Yeah, you can also use the level 4 Sunflowmon from BT-14, I believe. That one to digivolve into this for -2, and it's basically like a Digizorb. So yeah, it's basically like a Digizorb so that you can get into a level 5, which is honestly I'll take it. So yeah, this is 9, I believe, level 5s. Yeah, no, 8 level 5s. So we're running 14, 11, 8, which I think is a pretty okay ratio. And then lastly, for the megas, we're running, of course, the 4 Bloomlords. Card's insane. Card just gains memory like crazy. You can chain Bloomlords into Bloomlords into Bloomlords if you have like a really wide board of all suspended Digimon. And you can just, yeah. Sometimes OTK, sometimes clear your opponent's board by swinging over their suspended Digimon, and you still get to apply pressure because it gets piercing. It gets 1 memory for each suspended when you digivolve, right? So you can even suspend itself and then unsuspend it, which is nice. And then the your turn effect is active on your turn, so if it lives, it gets additional value that way, right? And this is just the main reason why this deck is broken. So yeah, just gain all the memory. And then we're also running the Hydramon, only as a 2 of. Hydramon's cool. It just bottom decks one of their things. It's one of the sneakiest forms of removal. So a lot of stuff has deletion protection or stuff that happens when it gets deleted. This just gets around it. Also gains you memory. And also gains you memory on your opponent's turn. So you actually have a lot of opponent turn disruption between this and Hydramon. You can even force them to suspend their Digimon. Right? And yeah, just bottom deck something. One of your best removals. And then of course we're running Quartz, just as a 1 of. This I don't find myself needing that much, but it's nice to have if it's there. It's there, then yeah. It also it's almost like another copy of Bloomlord because it just gains you memory the turn you play it. Yeah, it just gains you memory the turn you play it. But yes, it's really strong. It locks the game down for just enough time for you to get another turn and then kill them. And it also trashes their security for every 5 suspended Digimon and or Tamers, which is nice. Yeah, that's it for the Digimons of the deck. Next up, the Tamers. We're running the 1 Yoshi. I prefer this because of the Lalamon. I'm running 4 of it, so I'll trigger it multiple times per game. Sometimes I hit this, I'm happy, right? And I just needed more Tamers in general, just so that I can guarantee I'm proccing the inheritable effects of the Calmons, Lalamons, Sunflowmons, etc., Togemon, right? So this is nice. Plus, it keeps my turn. Like, I love things that keep my turn, my turn. And then we're also running the 2 Mimis, the new one. This is basically green memory boost on steroids because it goes through memory blockers because it's a tamer effect, and memory blockers only block memory gain from non-tamers. Because it's basically green memory boost, but better because you get 1 memory the turn you play it by suspending it that turn, unless this is like your last play, in which case you probably could have done something differently or sequenced something differently so that you could have done this first. And it is the same effect as Green Memory Boost almost, except it's only for plants, fairies, and vegetations, which in this deck is mostly the whole deck. And then on the second turn, in which the Green Memory Boost, if this was Green Memory Boost, delay effect will happen, you can suspend it again to gain the second memory. So you would have done the same effect as Green Memory Boost, split between 2 turns, which I argue is even better. And then you can literally just it's Green Memory Boost but a Tamer, and anything you can do after 2 turns is just it's strictly better than Green Memory Boost at that point. And yeah, it just is a consistency piece. This is like one of your searchers as well, so never too bad to draw it. But if you play it for free with the Togemon, you play it for free with the Togemon. So yeah, that's it for the Tamers. I'm not running the Mimi. There is a version of the deck where you can run the Ukomon plus the Mimis, but I don't know if I'm a fan of that personally, because like if I wanted to run this version, I could. To be quite honest with you, I could, but it's just so hard to justify space in the deck. Plus, a lot of the things that I read in this deck require green Digimon. A lot of the things also require fairy, which is this is an ancient fairy, which is cool in that way. So you can like rely on this to be parts of your combo, but like Agitarmon needs to suspend the green Digimon. I think Digisorption requires green Digimon as well. Oh no, you can use this for Digisorp. So Agitarmon for sure requires a green Digimon. Sunflowmon requires a green Digimon. The Argomon Inheritable requires a green Digimon, right? But yeah, so let's just say I'm not convinced. Also, you can't Digivolve on top of this. So if this is on the field, it's staying there. It's probably gonna like get raided into or like get, I don't know, something's gonna happen to it. I haven't fully tested this version though. I might test this out, maybe take out one of these and maybe take out some rookies or red veggies or something and put these in. But that's for potentially another Digimon video. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. And then lastly, I'm also running 4 of the new agility training. Such a good card. This is why we don't need the 4 Blossomons anymore, because we have these now. And of course the 1 hidden potential discovered. So that's it for the Tamers and options. Really solid deck. I like it. And it's good enough for somebody to not play Digimon for a while and hop a Tamer party, which is cool. Yeah, that's it for the deck. Next up, we got these. You guys excited for this? We got the winner pack. Let's open the winner pack first, because I am a winner. What do we get? We got a King Sukamon winner pack. Ooh, that looks disgusting. But I think it's supposed to look disgusting. Okay, well, we're gonna sleeve that baby right up. Well, bam. And lastly, the Tamer pack. Boom. Aldemon. It is a Sakuya card, Bargralmon, Rise Greymon, and Metal Greymon. Alright, that's it for the video. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。